Hello, welcome back to my YouTube channel. My name is ictyahmad. We're going to be looking at paper 3 from the Information and Communication Technology course. So course code 04117, and we're looking at the May-June 2018 paper version 31. So paper 3 is a 2 hour and 30 minute long paper, and today we're going to be focusing on data analysis, which is the spreadsheet section. So let's go down. First of all, we need to open up the evidence document. So we need to open the file J1-831 evidence.rtf. So let me go to my source folder. This is a file, so let's double click. Okay, and what we need to do is make sure your name, center number and candidate number will appear on every page of your evidence document by placing these details in the header. So we need to ensure this information is in the header. So let's go to the evidence document. Let's click Enable Editing. To insert this information, you need to click on Insert and then select Header, and always go for the option which gives you 3 columns. So let's enter my name first of all. Let's look at the order. So name, center number. So for center number, I'll type in 5678. Obviously in the exam you will be given this information. And then your candidate number, I will type in for now 1234. So by placing this information in the header, this will appear on every page you print out for the evidence document. Okay, so let's see what's next. Save this as a word process document in your work area with the file name J1-831 evidence followed by your candidate number. So I just need to add 1234 at the end. So if we go to File, Save As, select the same folder. Make sure you save as a Word document, so select Word document, and then let me double check the name. So J1831 evidence, and then with the candidate number at the end. So I just need to put my candidate number at the end, 1234, and save. Okay. So you will need to place screenshots and answers to questions in your evidence document. So now I'm going to scroll down because we're going to be doing the spreadsheet part today. So task 3, spreadsheets. You're going to prepare a spreadsheet model to calculate the number of bricks used to build a wall. So for question 14, identify the symbols used within the spreadsheet formula for the following mathematical operators. So to multiply, so if I go to my example here, we use the little star or asterisk. So for example, equal 5 times 5 will give you 25. So what we need to do is to type the symbols into the table, into your evidence document. So I've already typed in the asterisk. I can make it a little bit bigger with a little star. To divide, we use the slash, as you can see. So 20 divided by 5 gives us 4. So let me just type in the slash. Oops, that's not the slash. To the power of. So if we go to Excel, you'll see this is the symbol to use to power off. So 5 to the power of 2 gives us 25. So let me go back here. It's normally Shift and 6. There we go. And then is not equal to. So this you may use when you're doing count ifs or sum ifs. It's basically going to be the less than and more than sign together. Okay, so what we can do is just type that in. So Shift and comma, Shift and full stop. Let me just increase the size of all of these symbols. Let's press save. That's that part done. Save the evidence document. Let me just save it again. Right, so now we're going to be moving on to the actual spreadsheet part. So we need to open the files J1831 estimator.csv. So if I go to my source folder, let's double click to open this file first of all. Okay, open up each of the columns so you can see all of the information. Right, that's the first file. and the J1831 bricks.csv. So already this looks like it's going to be used as part of a lookup. It's going to be a vertical lookup because we're going down. Okay, so it looks like we have a brick code here. So this table could be used as a table array as part of a Vlookup. Right, so open files, estimator and bricks in a spreadsheet package and examine the contents. So we've had a look. So it looks like this will be the main file, and this may be used to help us complete the lookup. I'm going to close this down. It's not necessary to have this open now, so I don't want to save the changes. Right, so edit the file, the estimator.csv, so it looks like this. So the first thing you'll notice is Bobby's bricks is merged across 3 columns, or A, B and C. So let's do that first, merge and center. And then you'll notice also the second row, cost estimated for brick rolls, is again merged and center aligned across 3 columns, A, B and C. And what we can do also is, if you look, you can see the background color is grey, so it's like a dark grey. Okay, Bobby's bricks. Okay, the font looks like a bold font, or the format looks bold, and then we need to increase the size as well. So Bobby's bricks, so the S should be near the C. So if I just reduce the size, can change it to 40. Maybe 42 or 44. Yeah, I'm happy with that. Okay, and also the second row, you can see the size of the text is slightly bigger, so, and we make it a bit bolder as well. Yeah, so this information comes just below the title, as you can see here. Maybe let's make it slightly smaller. Okay, so Bobby's bricks cost, yeah, I'm happy with that. So save this as a spreadsheet with file name. So let's first of all click on File, Save As, and when you're saving it as a spreadsheet, you need to make sure you click on Excel Workbook. Click on a folder. So what we want to save it as is J1831 underscore center number. So center number, I'm going to be using this example 5678 underscore candidate number. So my candidate number is 1234. So make sure you are saving it as an Excel workbook. If you don't save it as an Excel workbook, you leave it as a CSV, you will lose your formulas if you try open up the file again. So let's click on save. Okay, so this is now done. Here's an example. So it should have been J1831 underscore the center details underscore then the candidate number. Right, for evidence 6, what we need to do is take a screenshot showing cells A1 to C12. So A1 is this first cell here, going all the way down to C12. Okay, of your spreadsheet, including the row and column headings. Place this into your evidence document. So basically, it's pretty much we have to take this print screen from our own Excel. So we take a print screen for evidence 6. I don't know why I'm zoomed in so much. Right. And then we can crop the parts which we don't need. Again, mentioned in previous videos, you can use a snipping tool. It's up to you what you want to use. So we want to show the column letters A, B and C, and also the row numbers. We can increase the size. So we can see A1 going all the way to C12. And we've got the column letters and the row numbers. Let me press save. That's that done. Okay. Place your name, center number and candidate number in the center of the header. So let's insert now the header. So if we go to insert, header and footer. So in the center, what do we need to do? Place your name and then center number and then candidate number. So my name, then it's a candidate, so center number 5, 6, 7, 8, then the candidate number. Just let me double check to see if it was in the right order. Name, center and then candidate number in the center of the header, and then place an automated file name including the file path on the right in the footer. So if we click on go to footer, on the right hand side we want to place an automated file name including file path. So if we go, just click over or put a mouse over file path, it's going to add the name of the current file including the full path to the header and footer. So if I just click on this, it's going to add the path and the file. So if I click anywhere on any of the cells, you can see now we've got the file name here at the end and also the file path. To go back into normal view, just click on any cell, click on view and then normal. To check to see if the header and footer is visible, if you go to print and you can see the print preview, the name, candidate and center details at the top, and bottom right of the footer you got a file path as well as a file name. Okay, so let me press save. Right, that's question 16 done. Right, so for steps 17 to 20 you may enter test data to help you create your model. So it's basically going to be from 17 going all the way till 20. So it's basically until we complete all of the formulas. Okay, restrict the data entry in cell B4. So let me see where B4 is. B4 is this cell here. So when we restrict in the data entry, this is where we're going to do data validation. So we only want to be able to enter a capital S or capital D. So if I click in this cell, then click on data and then validation, I want to then click on list, and the source is going to be either S, comma or D. So make sure you write capital S, comma and D, and then if you click on OK, you got the option to click on S or D. If you try typing in anything else, it's not going to accept this value. So for the evidence 7, take a screenshot of your method of restricting the data entry, place this into your evidence document. So if I click on that cell again and click on data validation, I basically need to take a print screen of this box and then place it into the evidence document for evidence number 7. And again, crop the part which you don't need, and then you can resize the print screen to make sure it's really clear and visible and easy to read and understand. So to separate the values, you need to insert a comma. Okay, let's save. Let's click OK. So now in cell B10, enter formula to display. So let's find out where B10 is first of all. B10 is this one here. So I'm just going to enter a value for now as we go along. So in B10, okay, we need to enter formula in a cell to display single if cell B4 contains S, double if cell B4 contains D. So B4 has to have a value. So B4, remember, was the thickness of the wall, single skin or double skin. So S obviously stands for single and D will stand for double. So what the question is basically saying, if the cell B4 contains S, then we're going to show single. That's going to be the true statement. Okay. So if the cell does not contain S, then it's going to contain false value double. So this will be an if statement. We're basically checking for a condition. So the condition is in B10 equal if B4, if that equals S, that's your logical test. So if I click up here, that's your logical test. So if that does include S, and if it's true, so in this case it is true, we can see S, then we're going to print single. I'm not going to include a capital letter because, as you can see here, it's just lowercase. So I'm going to copy the exam paper exactly as I see it. So single, close the speech marks. So this is a logical test. We're checking to see B4 is equal to S, and if it does equal to S, then it's going to print single. If this is not true, then a false value will be double. So again, we can double check, close the bracket, enter. So obviously the logical test is true. In B4, the cell contains or is equal to S, so therefore it's printed the true statement, which is single. If I change this to D, then obviously the logical test is no longer true. B4 does not equal to S, so therefore single is not true anymore. The false value double will be printed instead. Right, question 19. Enter a function in cell B9. So where's B9? B9 is this cell here. Okay. To look up the name of the type of brick using the file j1831bricks.csv. Okay, so we need to refer to this other document here. So as you can see, we've got brick codes here. If I type in H, so before we can look up, we need to have a lookup value. So I think we're going to use the brick code as a lookup value. So if I type in H here, what we're trying to do is enter a function in cell B9 to look up the name of the type of brick using a file name, this one here. So by typing in the code, we can look up the code to get the name of the brick. Okay, so in B9, so this is what we're going to do. So equal v lookup. We can use the brick code as a lookup value, comma. Then we can go to table array. Make sure it's already open before you start the VLOOKUP. So you highlight from what you're looking up, which is the brick code, and we want to find the brick name, which is in the second column. Because it's an external sheet, you'll already notice the contents of this table has been absolute cell reference. You can see the dollar signs has been locked into place. Comma and a column index of the name of the brick is in the second column. So the first column is a lookup value, and then in this example, the brick name falls into the second column, and that's what we're looking for. And then we want to see an exact match. What that basically means, if the brick code is H, then in the second column the exact match will be honey buff. Then what we can do, we can close the brackets and then press enter. So as you can see, we've got the name honey buff because the code was H. If I just delete that code, you'll see we have NA, and if that happens, don't panic, that's normal. So obviously we don't have anything to look up. So if I was to change the value to S, S should give me sunset. So if I just type in S here, is basically matched up to the second column, which is giving me the output sunset. So you need to make sure you have a value in order to basically look up in a table array. So without the brick code, we can't look up anything. So you need to enter a value, and it does say on the question paper, if I go up a little bit, for questions or for steps 17 and 20, you may enter test data to help you create your model. Okay, so now we've come to the main question, which has 9 marks in total, so question 20. This is a tricky question, as you can see. That's why I've annotated this question and I've tried to break it down. So let's read the question first of all. So enter formula in cell B11. So where is cell B11? B11 is this cell here. So you will need to buy and then space bricks. So enter formula in cell B11 to calculate the number of bricks required for a wall. You can only buy whole bricks. Okay. So some walls are single skin walls. These are 1 brick thick. Stronger walls are double skin. These are 2 bricks thick. Okay, so the single skin walls are 1 brick thick. So let's just highlight that. Okay, and the double skin are 2 bricks thick. So these will be the double amount of bricks that we need. So to calculate the number of bricks that will be required for a single skin wall, the following formula is used. So we're going to be using an if statement, and as you can see in the green, I've highlighted the true statement. Okay, if in cell B4 or B4 contains S. So B4 contains S, so let's have a look here. Let me change that to S. So if the contents of this cell contains S, so it's a single skin, what we're going to do is we're basically going to multiply the length and the height of the walls. So the length is in B5, so I'm just going to type in a number for the length. Let's say 10, length in centimeters. Okay, so let's say 1000 centimeters. And the height is in B6, let's say 100 centimeters. Let's make it 1 meter. So basically, if the skin type in B4 is equal to S, okay, so what we're going to do, we're going to multiply the length and the height together, and then this will be divided by the face area of each brick. Now, how do we find out the face area for each brick? So this is now where we have to look at both of our Excel documents. So there's nothing here regarding the face area. Okay. However, if you look at the second sheet, you can see we have a face area for the different brick. And what we can do, we can use the brick code as a lookup value, which should be in B7. So if the brick code was S, the name of the brick was Sunset. Where's S gone now? Here we go. The face area will be this value here. Okay, so we can either choose to use the brick code or the brick name, which is another cell. It's up to you. So if I come back to here, so if B4 is equal to S, which means it's a single skin, then it's going to be the length B5 multiplied by the height B6, okay, and then this will be divided by what we look up. However, if B4 is not equal to S, so let's say for example B4 is equal to D, which will be a double skin, so what we'll have to do is going to be basically twice as many bricks as needed for the double skin wall. So you need to again multiply the length and the height of the walls, but whatever you get, you have to multiply it by 2, because the wall would be 2 bricks thick. Okay, and then again you will have to basically divide by the face area of each brick. Okay, so again you'll have to use the same VLOOKUP. So need to use B7 as a lookup to find the face area for each brick, regardless if it's single or it's going to be double. Now for both double skin and single skin walls, what we need to do is to order an extra 10%, which is always added as some bricks will be damaged. So basically we don't want 100% of the bricks, we want an extra 10%, so 110%. 110% as a decimal is 1.1. So at the end of the formula we need to multiply by 1.1. This will give us 10% extra. And then also we need to add 50 bricks in case some need to be cut. So then as well as a 10%, we also want to have 50 more bricks. Okay, so 1.1 is also 110%. Remember at the end we don't want to have want to have like a decimal number. So we're going to round up at the end. So obviously it's better to have more bricks than less bricks. So we're going to round up so we only get whole numbers. So we can only order whole bricks. Okay, so let's make a start. And so let's go to B11. I'm just going to change that back to S. So it's a single brick. So equal if the logical test is we're checking to see if B4 contains S. Okay, I'm going to do it up here, so that's the logical test. If that is true, then what we're going to do is we are going to multiply the length and the height together, so B5 and B6. So it's going to be basically these two cells, so length. So I'm going to put it into brackets because whatever we get from here we're going to multiply with the Vlookup. Actually not multiply, divide. So the length multiplied the height. Let's close the bracket. Divide by, this is divided by the face area of each brick. How do we find out the face area of each brick? We basically, I'm going to use the type of brick as a lookup value. So actually I need to type in Vlookup. And then we want to basically look up the type of brick chosen, comma, if you go to your table array, so make sure it's open, so we highlight what you're looking up, and we want to go across to the fourth column, which has the face area of each brick. Because it's an external sheet, it's already been locked in, comma, 4, because we're in the fourth column, 1, 2, 3, 4, and we want the exact match. Okay, so we can close the bracket and press enter. So we're not finished yet. Okay, I'm not finished yet. So that's that done. So that's basically the true statement. So what we have so far is a logical test. So we're checking to see if the contents of B4 is equal to S, which will make it a single skin. If that's true, then we're multiplying the height or the length by the height, which is then divided by the area face of each brick, so which we found, or the face area of each brick, which was in the fourth column of this table array, using the brick code as a lookup value. So that's basically the logical test, and if it's true, if it's a single brick, now we need to press comma and type in the information for the false. So basically, if it's not a single wall, it's going to be a double wall, which is 2 bricks thick, so twice as many bricks are needed for a double skin wall. Okay, so we basically need to multiply the length and the height times 2 and then divide by what we're looking up. Okay, so again, let's go for it again. So it's going to be 2 times the length and the height. I'm going to put this into brackets. So whatever we get from there, we're going to basically divide again by the Vlookup. Okay, so the only thing different here is we want to multiply by 2 because it's double thick. So again, we can use B7 as a lookup value, comma, the table array, again will be the same table. We go across to the fourth column, which includes the face area of the brick. Automatically it's been absolute cell reference because it's an external sheet. Fourth column and then exact match. Close the bracket. Okay, press enter. Yep, I still haven't finished. Yep, I haven't finished yet. Okay, so now we've come to the end of the if statement. Okay, so if you look here, we did a logical test. Okay, we've done a true statement if the value in B4 is equal to S, so it's a single skin wall. This is what we do: multiply the length by the height, and then divide by the lookup, or divide by the face area. So we have to use a lookup to get the face area. If this is not true, so B4 is not equal to S, it's equal to D, then because it's twice as many bricks, we need to multiply the length and the height by 2, okay, and then divide by the face area. Again, we use the Vlookup to find out the face area. Okay, I'm just going to close the bracket, which will close the if statement if I press enter. Okay, that's basically giving me this value here. So we've got 715 bricks and then dot and then all these numbers after. Remember, we can only have whole bricks, so we're not quite finished yet. Now what we need to do is add an extra 10%, which is always added as some bricks will be damaged. So we need to multiply by 1.1, which is 110%, but 1.1 is the decimal. So now we've got some extra, and then plus 50. Okay, because an extra 50 bricks are added, as some will need to be cut. Okay, so because we don't want to show a decimal number, we want whole bricks, and it's better to have more bricks than less bricks. We're going to round this up. Okay, so after the equals, I'm going to type in round up. Okay, so let's double click, and if we come to the end, comma, number of digits I want to round up to, I just want a whole number, so I'm going to include 0, and then I'm going to close the bracket again, and then if I press enter, it's rounded it up to 838 bricks. So obviously you might get a different answer from me. It's dependent on what numbers you've typed in for the length of wall and height of the wall. Okay, so that is a 9-mark question. It's really important you annotate the question. You include the cell references of the cells which will be used. So it might make it easier for you to write down a formula, highlight or indicate the true part and the false part of the if statement as well, and anything that's going to be added extra. This could also be entered at the start of the if statement. So if you wanted to, if I click on here, you can also enter this part at the start as well. So it's up to you in which order you want to do it in. So let me press save. Okay, so now we're going to save and print the spreadsheet showing the formula. So let's go back to Excel. Let's click on formulas, show formulas. You need to make sure you show the formulas in full. So double click between the B and C column, or you can always, increase the size by dragging the mouse. So when you go in between the columns, you see the cursor goes to black. So what you don't want to do is basically crop off the formulas, because if you can't see the formulas, you can't mark, and give any marks for something you can't see. So what do we need to do? We're going to print in landscape. When you print in formulas, you normally include your row and column headings, and the contents of all cells are fully visible. So if I go to File, Print, let's first of all change this to landscape. Let's fit sheet on one page. Okay, so we can see the name, the file name and file path, and then we can see the formulas which we've used. Okay, so we've got Vlookup, we've got an if statement, a simple if statement, and then we've got the long formula which we've just entered now. Okay, so before we can print, we need to also show the row and column headings. So just let me show you again. If you click here and select custom scaling options, then you can select sheet and select here row and column headings, which will give you the column letters A, B and C, and then the row numbers. Okay, so once you're happy and you can see all of the formulas in full, then you can press print. Right, that's the first thing. Right, so that's that part done. So when you do print out, make sure you have entered your name, center number and candidate number, and it shows in a print preview. So now we have to enter some data. Enter data to build a single skin wall. So we need to show the values again. So let's take the formulas off. So we're building a single, let me just adjust everything so we can see everything in detail. There we go. So it's going to be a single skin wall. Okay. The brick code will be V. So let's change it to V, and that should give me value stone. Why does it give me value stone? Let me double check. So yeah, in the second column, that's the name according to the lookup value, which is V. So it's an exact match. So that's great. That's fine. That's what we want. The length is 400 centimeters. Okay, and then the height is 60 centimeters. So we got a total of 239 bricks. So print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure the printout fits in a single page and contents of all the cells are fully visible. So these are the values. So we're not printing formulas now, we're printing the values. So if you click on File and Print, when you do print the values, you don't need to include the row and column headings. So we can take that off. Sheet. Let's take that off. Okay, it doesn't really tell you if it's landscape or portrait, so it's up to you. If it doesn't tell you, just keep it landscape. So check to see if your name appears, the file name, file path, and also if all of the information is shown in full. Okay, so I'm happy with that. So I can send this to print. This is my second printout. Okay, so we've done that. And finally, change the model so the wall is double skin. Okay, so let's change that to D for double. Okay, as you can see, double is now shown here, and the height is 50 centimeters. So the height, not 60, is going to be now 50 centimeters. Okay, so as you can see, this value now has changed as well. So print the spreadsheet showing the values. Make sure the printout fits on a single page. Contents of all cells are fully visible. So if we go to File, Print, you can see the contents of all the cells are visible. We don't need to show the row and column headings since we're printing the formulas. Since we're not printing the formulas, we're printing the values. All of the information is shown, so I can press print, and we've come to the end of this paper. So the main question that was really tricky in my opinion was question 20. So like I said, use the exam technique, annotate the question, highlight the true and false, and identify the logical test, and also identify the cell references which will be used. So it might be easy to jot down the formula before you get started. So we've come to the end of this spreadsheet paper. Thank you again for your time. Please like and share this video, and please show your support to the channel, subscribe below. So thanks again, have a good day.